Adyatana Subhashitam. Yeah. Anybody would like to read?
Vivekananda.
Yes.
Vachaha tatreva vaktvayam yatrautam safalam bhavate. No, sorry, bhavata. Sta yavi bhavanti shatyantam varnaha suklapate yata.
Vachaha tatraiva vaktavyam. Vaktavyam. This is vaktavyam. Yatroktam safalam. This one is bhavet. Bhavet. Sthayi bhavanti chatyantam varnaha shuklapate yatha. And I have broken down the words. Some are like they are mixed words, joined words, like this one, not that one. Like this in tatraiva, so I have broken it here. Vachaha tatra eva vaktavyam yatra uktam safalam bhavet sthayi bhavanti cha atyantam varnaha shuklapate yatha. What is the meaning? Vachaha. So here the key word is vaktavyam. Vaktavyam means to be said, to be spoken. Vachaha means speech or something to be said. Tatra eva. You know already tatra. What is tatra?
There.
Yeah, there. Atra means here, tatra means there. Vachaha tatra eva vaktavyam means the speech needs to be spoken there only. This is to be spoken. Vaktavyam is to be spoken. Tatra eva. Eva means emphasizing only, there only. So whatever needs to be said, whatever you want to say, should be said only there. Yatra uktam safalam bhavet. Yatra means where. Means wherein, like wherein. Uktam means what you said. Safalam bhavet. Safalam means successful or effective. Bhavet happens or will happen or could happen, can happen. Vachaha tatraya vaktavyam yatra uktam safalam bhavet. What you speak only where what you speak is likely to be effective. So for this statement, this is the udaharanam or example. Sthayi bhavanti cha atyantam varnaha shuklapate yatha. Sthayi bhavanti means it becomes firm or permanent or firm. Sthayi bhavanti. Atyantam. Cha you can ignore. Cha is like a filler. Atyantam. Atyantam means very much. Varnaha. Varna is color. Shuklapate. Shuklapate means shukla means white. Pata means cloth. White cloth. Yatha means like. So what is the overall meaning? Vivekananda, can you restate this overall meaning?
I think what is trying to, what is Subhashitam is saying, that whatsoever you speak must be pure and have no offense on the other person and also a building.
No. See, the first part was whatever you speak, should speak it where it is likely to be effective, where it is likely to have some effect. So, yatha, like, sthayi bhavanti atyantam varna shukla pate yatha. Like the color, when you put on a white cloth, it becomes permanent. So if you put a color on some surface which cannot hold it for a long time, then it is not effective. Then it just fades away. So, but if you put it on a white cloth, that sticks there long time or permanently. So like that, you use your words where they are likely to be safala means successful or effective for a long time.
Okay. Sanjeevji, if you, according to this, if you want to give counsel to someone, then therefore you have to decide if that person is fit enough to take what you are saying to him.
Yeah.
Because if you want to make that person better, you have to tell him good things, whether that person is bad or good. Whereas what this is saying, you have to be careful that person is able to take the counsel that you're giving him.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. You can interpret like that. That's it.
Yeah, because you see, Bhagwan Sri Krishna he's talking to many people. He didn't look at them if you can take it or not, but he has given that to Arjuna, that look, this is what I'm giving you here now, and this has to be known to the whole earth.
Yes. Right. Because Arjuna was capable of taking it. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, so this was last week's homework, and most of you have done it, and you've done a great job, of you. So just to recap here, Saraswati, so all these are Strilinga words or feminine words which are ending in long E, like Saraswati, Bharati, etc. So all of you have written the correct words. Shivamohdaya also has done a great job. Saraswatyaha hastaha, Bharatyaha syutaha, Harinyaha varnaha, Vishalakshaha netram, Ghatyaha hastaha, Bhavatyaha petika, Parvatyaha janakaha, Putryaha janakaha, Patnyaha patihi, Bhaginyaha sahodaraha, Jananyaha pitamaha, Pitamahyaha janakaha. Anything you can just combine. Matamahyaha putraha, Pautryaha keshaha, Davityaha bhagini, Davitri daughter, like that you can combine. Let's see. I'm going to share this. There is a book called Abhyasa Pustakam. Some of you may be familiar with it. So from that, there is one exercise here, which is about the Shashti Vibhakti. So here there is a first line here is example, Sarayu Nadi Tire Ayodhya Asti. Sarayu Nadi is the parenthesis they are given. This is the word in the Prathama Vibhakti, and you convert that into Shashti Vibhakti. Like example given here, Sarayu Nadi is the Prathama then you change it to Sarayu Nadyaha. Sarayu is the name of the Nadi or the river. So, Sarayu Nadyaha is a compound word. There is no break in between. That's why it is a compound word. Sarayu Nadi is a Prathama Vibhakti. Then Sarayu Nadyaha, just like Nadi turns into Nadyaha, Sarayu Nadi becomes Sarayu Nadyaha. Sarayu Nadyaha Tire Ayodhya Asti is the word. Like that, you read the sentences and words which are in the parentheses, which are in Prathama Vibhakti, change them to Shashti Vibhakti to make the sentence. Okay. So, let's start with
Ayodhya.
yeah, you want to start? Okay.
Ayodhyaha Raja Dasrathaha. Dasrat Yasya Chaturvar Putraha.
So, first sentence, Ayodhyayaha Raja Dasharathaha. What is the meaning?
The king of Ayodhya is Dasrathaha.
Raja is king. Ayodhyayaha means of Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the name of the city. Now all these sentences, they are referring to the Ramayanam story. Ramayanam, you might have, some of you know, I don't know. So everybody have heard of Ramayanam? Anybody not heard of Ramayanam?
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah.
So I think everybody at least has some idea of Ramayanam. So it is a story of Rama and his brothers and wife and going to the forest. He was a prince, and then but he was made to go to forest for some reason, and then for 14 years. And during that period, in the forest, there were many demons living there. They who are basically cruel to the people, and he kills many of them. And then during that course, his wife was taken away or abducted by a very powerful demon called Ravana, and he takes her to his city called Lanka, and there he keeps her, and Rama has to find her and reach her. So he does that with the help of monkeys, Vanaras or monkeys, Hanuman and other group of monkeys. Then with them he goes to Lanka. Lanka is the current Sri Lanka, the same island. And this Ayodhya, where the Rama's origin city here. This is in the northern part of India. From there, during this forest, when he is for 14 years, he travels down south in India. And so when Sita was abducted, he was somewhere in the southern India, and he travels and then reaches the southern tip of India, and then crosses over the sea to reach Sri Lanka over a man-made bridge. They construct the bridge with the stones and other things, and then they reach, and then finally the war happens, and all these people die, and he finally kills Ravana and gets back Sita, and then he travels back to Ayodhya. And in Ramayana says that he travels back to Ayodhya from Sri Lanka in an aerial vehicle, in a flight. Then he comes back to Ayodhya, and then he becomes the king of Ayodhya. So this is the summary of Ramayana, and this sentences here, they refer to the different characters in Ramayana. Okay, Ayodhyayaha Raja Dasharatha. Okay, second sentence.
Should I do it or somebody else?
Yeah, you started.
Okay. Dasharatha. So that will be Pratama, masculine. Dasarathasya. Sorry about it's my asthma today. Sorry. Dasarathasya Chaturvaha Putraha.
So read that again. Dasharathasya. What is this one?
Chatvaraha Putraha.
Chatvaraha means 4 in Sanskritam.
Four sons.
So we will study the numbers later, but right now we can assume that Chatvaraha means Putraha. Chatvara means 4. Dasharathasya.
Sorry. He has 4 sons.
So literally it means of Dasharatha there are 4 sons.
Sons, yes, that's right. Shashti Vibhakti.
Yeah, thank you. So anyone else want to try? Giovanni, the next sentence.
Yes. So Pratamaha. So that would be Pratamasya Nama Ramaha.
Meaning?
So the name of the first is Rama. Literally would be, of the first name is Rama.
Pratamaha means first.
First.
Not one. It is first. First. Okay, next sentence.
Dvitiyaha Nama Bharataha. Dvitiyasya Nama Bharataha.
Yeah.
So the name of the second is or was Bharataha.
Yeah. Third one. Can read.
Should I continue?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay. Tritiyaha. Tritiyasya Chaturtaha.
Shashti of this Chaturtha.
Okay, because, sorry, I couldn't understand the same, because puts together third and fourth. Okay. Tritiyasya Chaturtasya. Yes, Chaturtasya Cha Nama Lakshmanaha Shatrugnaha Cha. Shatrugnaha Cha. Yeah.
It's too big. Okay.
I never heard the name of the fourth one. Must be less important one. This Shatrugna.
Shatrugna. Sorry, what did you say?
No, I never heard the name of this fourth son. Must be less important in the Ramayana, maybe.
Prathamasya nama Rama, Ditiyasya nama Bharataha, Tritiyasya means of third.
Of third.
And the sentence is mentioning both the names in one sentence. So Tritiyasya, Chaturthasya means of fourth. Cha. Cha is used in the sense of and. Like and. But note that in Sanskritam, this cha is put after all the words are over. Not in between the two words. Like Tritiyasya, Chaturthasya, cha. But in English, the and comes in between. Right? The the name of the second and third. So the second and third comes in between second and third. But here in Sanskritam, cha is after this Tritiyasya and Chaturthasya. So cha should not be put in between. Tritiyasya cha Chaturthaha, Tritiyasya cha Chaturthasya nama. So that is not the convention in Sanskritam. Tritiyasya Chaturthasya cha nama Lakshmanaha Shatrugnaha cha. Lakshmana and Shatrugna.
So you put the cha after all the words.
All the words which you want to join with and.
Not after the first one, after the second one, and so on.
No. For example, if you also want to add these two names also in the same sentence, Ramaha, Bharataha also. So you say start with Prathamaha, Prathamasya, Ditiyasya, Tritiyasya, Chaturthasya cha. Only one cha. Nama, Ramaha, Lakshmanaha, Bharataha, Shatrugnaha cha. No, just FYI, this text says the second one was Bharata and third one was Lakshmana, but there is another opinion saying that Lakshmana was the second one and Bharata was the third one. And there are reasons for that. The order of the brothers, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, is actually that is more logical. Okay. I mean, more logical in the sense in the story, the actual story, how it is explained. All right. Okay, next one who want to try? Anybody else?
I can.
Yes, Veena.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had lost connection earlier. Even typed on the chat that I couldn't hear, so I logged out and then I came back in. So we are doing the Shashtiya Bhakti, right? Of these words.
Yeah, this is an exercise from a book called Abhyasa Pustakam, and this exercise is about Shashti Bhakti. So the example was given on the top, Sariyu Nadi, Sariyu Nadyaha. So there are words here in the parentheses which are in Prathama Bhakti. Some of them are masculine like Dasharathaha, Prathamaha, Ditiha. These are masculine ending in a like Rama Shabda. And some of them are in Strilinga like Sariyu Nadi, that is like Nadi Shabda. And some are in the huge like Mathura, they are in A like Uma or Rama, like that.
Yeah.
So this is like a combined exercise.
Okay. So we are doing Ramaha Kausalyaha Putraha.
Once again.
Bharata.
No. Ramaha Kausalya
Putraha. Kausalyaha.
Kausalya. Say that again.
Kausalyaha.
Kausalya. How do you convert this into Shashti Bhakti? If it is Uma, what is the Shashti Bhakti?
Uma.
Of Uma, belonging to Uma. So, what is the Shashti Bhakti of Uma?
Umaya.
Yeah, correct. Uma.
Umaya.
Umayaha. So we just add another extra ya. So what happens here? Kausalya.
Kausalyaha.
Not ya. Not Kausalyayaha.
Kausalyayaha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Additional ya, because Kausalya is the original name, like Uma. So add one more yaha. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Kausalyayaha.
Ramaha Kausalyayah Putraha.
No, Kausalyayaha.
Kausalyayaha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kausalyayaha Putraha.
Mm.
Bharataha Kaikeyaha Putraha.
Read this again. First one.
Bharataha.
Not bha. Bha.
Bharataha.
Bharataha.
Okay, yeah. Bharataha Kaikeyaha Putraha.
Good. So that Kaikeyaha, just I'm writing it here for clarity. So this is the like Nadi Shabda, right? Nadi. What do we need do for Nadi? If it is Nadi, to convert that into Shashti, what do we do? So we remove that last E and add Yaha. So it becomes Nadyaha. So similarly, Kaikeyi also, we need to remove that last E and add this Yaha. So if we remove that last E, it becomes this consonant Ya. And then add another Yaha to it. Kaikayaha. No, double Ya. There is double Ya there. So when it can be written like this also. This is also correct. But generally you find in books and all writing as one like this. Kaikaya. Double Ya. Kaikayaha. The another thing I would like to mention that when you are writing bha, though you might many places you see it like this, bha like this, right? It appears like this, right? And same thing with ma also. It appears like this, very small dot like this. So this is like a font thing, like font, because of the fonts it appears like this. You do not have to write like this. While writing by hand, it is better to show that the dot with a clear circle, like this, bha. Okay? And same thing with ma also, so that it is clear while writing hand. Otherwise, if you try to write like small dot, then while doing by hand, this and this might look same. Pa, this is pa, and this is ma. And similarly, there is ya also, which is of a similar shape. So just to keep it clear, so feel free to make it a bigger actual circle here, or loop. Okay, next one, Veena.
Lakshmanasya Shatrughanasya cha mata Sumitra.
Good. Okay, next. Yeah, Veena.
Ramaha Ravanasya Kumbhakarana. I can't get it. Kumbhakarnasya.
Good.
Cha. What's that? Badham. Kupavan. No, Kritavan.
Kritavan. Ramaha. Ravanasya Kumbhakarnasya cha. Cha is again and here. Like it was before. Lakshmanasya Shatrughnasya cha. Of Lakshmana and of Shatrughna. Mother is Sumitra. No, Ramaha Ravanasya Kumbhakarnasya cha. Cha is again and. Vadham means killing. Kritavan. Kritavan is a past tense. Kritavan means he did. Who did? Rama. Rama did the killing of Ravana and Kumbhakarna. So Kumbhakarna was a brother of Ravana, younger brother of Ravana. So he killed both of them.
Okay.
Dhanyavadaha. Anybody else in the call? Shiva, you want to try the next?
Yes, Sanjeev ji.
Okay.
Mathurayah Raja Ugrasena.
Yeah, Mathurayaha. Yeah, correct. Next.
Ugrasena Yaha Putra Kamsaha.
Now, Ugrasena is a pullinga word. No, it is not like Mathura. It is like Rama. So what should be the Shashti? Like Rama becomes Shashti.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, Sya. Ugrasenas.
Ugrasenasya.
Ugrasenasya Putraha Kamsa. Now, this second part is a different story. This is a you can say this is some story of Mahabharatam. Mahabharatam is another historical composition in Sanskritam. Anybody not heard of Mahabharatam? Or is everyone familiar with Mahabharatam story?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you summarize quickly?
Yes.
Sanjeev ji.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I said it there. Is the word is the Sanskrit word for yes?
Yeah. Yes. Is the word for yes. Na is the word for no.
Thank you.
So, yeah, who wants to summarize? And Vivekananda, you want to summarize? Mahabharatam story, like
the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata mostly was concerned about the battle with Duryodhan and Arjun and the Pandavas. They were banished. They were playing what they call dice, or what they call a jua in Hindi, and they were cheated and they lost everything, so they had to be banished in the forest for a number of years. Having returned back to the city, Duryodhan refused to give them a plot of land, and that is how the war started. Yudhishthira also sent Bhagwan Sri Krishna to appeal to Duryodhan to give him just one plot of land, and Duryodhan refused to do that, and because of that the battle started, the Mahabharata war.
Yeah. Good. So summary is that it is a story of a family, basically, the family of Kauravas. So it goes back in the history and the dynasty and all that, but basically you can start the story with the two brothers, Pandu and Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra was an older brother, Pandu was a younger brother. The Dhritarashtra was supposed to be, because he was older or elder, he is supposed to be the king of Hastinapura. This Hastinapura is the current area of Delhi, the capital of India. So where he was supposed to be the king, but because of his disability, that he was blind, is not fit to be king as per the Shastras, as per our scriptures. So one who has a disability cannot rule. He is not able to rule. So that kingdom goes to the younger brother, that is Pandu. But because of that, his sons are entitled for the kingdom. It continues, like whoever is the king. So Pandu, because of some reason, he goes to live in the forest, and then Dhritarashtra becomes the caretaker king as a blind, but he rules the kingdom he manages the state affairs with the help of his ministers and other helpers. But in the meantime, Dhritarashtra gets 100 sons and Pandu gets 5 sons. So in the forest itself, and they all grow up in forest, and after growing up, during that time Pandu dies, and then his sons with their mother come to this Hastinapura for shelter, to live somewhere. And obviously this Pandu's, the oldest son, is entitled for the kingdom. But Dhritarashtra's son was younger to the Pandu's oldest son anyway. He is called Duryodhana. He was very greedy and not well-hearted. He was always disliking, hating his stepbrothers, not stepbrothers, what do you call them? The Pandavas, Pandu's sons. Who are his uncle's son. So then, but they continue their study of weapons and other scriptures together at a common school. But they grow up with a hatred, and then Duryodhana was very much hateful, full of hate, and he, for some reason, with the he instead of directly, because these Pandu sons were powerful anyway, they had a lot of strength and they were very popular also. They were very kind to people and they were popular with the people, which Duryodhana did not like. So instead of facing them directly in the battle, so he decides to play the game of dice. So with the game of dice, with the Pandavas, and then he wins by cheating. And then, as per the condition, the Pandavas going to go to the forest for 12 years, and the 13th year, 1 year, they have to be in exile. Exile means disguised in some other way and not identifiable. So they do that, they complete that, they come back, and then they ask for the kingdom again, but Duryodhana refuses completely. So I won't give you, forget the kingdom, I won't give you any small piece of land also. I don't give you even, actually says I don't even give you even a point of land, even a small, even like a needle point of land also. So go away. So then the war happens for 18 days. So in that, it was one of the deadliest war in India in history. So most of in that war, it is not only between these Pandavas and Kauravas. Of Kaurava, the Duryodhana's brothers are called Kauravas, and these Pandu's sons are called Pandavas. The war happens. The 5 Pandavas and 100 Duryodhana's brothers. So the war is not only between these 105 people and their armies. So many, their allies from both the sides, so many kingdoms, they participate with their armies. So there were millions of people participating in that, and most of the people get killed in that. Very, very few people, they survive. So that very deadliest war. So part of this Mahabharatam, Mahabharatam, the composition itself is, to date, it is the volume-wise, it is the biggest, largest in the world as of today also, in size. And as part of Mahabharatam, there are many stotrams and many management techniques, many war techniques. So a lot of things are there in Mahabharatam, and the very important part, which is very popular all over the world, is today Bhagavad Gita, is part of Mahabharatam. So during the war, Krishna teaches Arjuna to do his duty. So that is part of Mahabharatam in Bhagavad Gita. Another popular part, which you might have heard, some of you could be, is Vishnu Sahasranamam. Is a stotram. It's part of Mahabharata. Okay.
Sanjeevji, you know, the Gita starts with dharma, dharma kshetre kurukshetre, and dharma is that what supports, that upholds the whole universe and every one of us.
Yeah. There are this Bhagavad Gita, popular one, which has 18 chapters itself, has a lot of commentaries. Many people commentaries. All discourses continue all the time. Different meanings come out.
Sanjeevji, the Vishnu Sahasranamam, is it the part that is revealed to Bhishma at the end?
Yes, ask the question again.
For Vishnu Sahasranamam, is it what is revealed to when Krishna revealed himself to Bhishma at the end, or does it happen in the battle?
No, Krishna reveals himself. He reveals in the sense he shows his that big form, right, which is called Vishwarupam, to Arjuna during the battle, before the start of the battle, and that is different. Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram happens after the war, and it comes out of Bhishma. This Vishnu Sahasranama is said by or narrated by Bhishma.
Okay.
When Krishna was in front of him, he revealed means he did not take different form. He was just sitting in front of him along with other Pandava brothers, 5 brothers, sitting in front of him, and Bhishma was lying on his deathbed. The bed was of arrows. He was lying on the arrows. So during that time, these Pandava brothers go to him and ask for the final advice from him before he dies. So as part of that also there are many chapters. That's a beautiful part of Mahabharatam. All of Bhishma himself was a great warrior, great jnani, means he was great. He had a great knowledge, and he explains all this, how to rule the kingdom, state affairs, what management techniques and devotion. Lot of things are there. Explains, and part of that is this Vishnu Sahasranama. He narrates in praise of Krishna himself, who is sitting in front of him. His 1,000 names.
Thank you.
Okay. Mathurayaha Raja Ugrasenasya Putraha Kamsaha. So here some information about Krishna himself. So Mathurayaha Raja Ugrasena. Ugrasena was the king of Mathura. And Ugrasenasya putraha Kamsaha. So Kamsa, there was a person called Kamsa. He was the son of Ugrasena. Okay, next one, Shiva. Next sentence.
Kamsasya Bhagini Devaki.
Meaning?
Kamsa's sister is Devaki.
Yes. Devaki is the name of Kamsa.
Yeah.
No, sorry, sister of Kamsa. Next one.
Devaka how do I change that?
Like Nadi.
Devakya.
Devakyaha. 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 Patihi. Vasudevaha. Putraha. Krishna.
Meaning of Devaki. Patihi means
Patihi, husband. Vasudevaha, son. Krishna.
So Krishnasya पिता कः कृष्णस्य जनकः कः मम प्रश्नः अस्ति कृष्णस्य जनकः कः
वासुदेवः
वसुदेव what is my question कृष्णस्य जनकः कः
who is Krishna's father
yeah kaha means who, right, in the pullinga. Krishnasya janakah kaha. So what is the answer in full sentence? Yeah, Veena.
Krishnasya janakah Vasudeva asti.
So, by the way, this is Vasudeva, not Vasudeva.
Yeah. Vasudeva.
Vasudeva. So, Krishnasya janakah Vasudevaha.
Sorry, Vasudeva.
Vasudeva becomes the name of Krishna himself. So, his father's name is Vasudeva. Krishnasya Janani Devaki. Okay, so Vivekananda Mohoday. Krishnasya Janani Devaki. So what will be the question for this now? If you want to ask, who is the
mother of Krishna?
In Sanskrit,
that will be Devaki.
Yeah,
that will be Devaki.
Yeah, Sanskrit, what is the question sentence?
Krishnasya, what's the word for mother? Bhagini. Janani Devaki.
No, what is the question? How do you ask the question? Who is the mother of Krishna? Like ask who is the father of Krishna? Like Krishnasya janakah kaha. So like that, what is the question sentence? How do you ask the question?
So would it be Krishnasya Janani Kim?
Kasya.
Janani.
Oh, Kasya. Kasya.
Ka.
Who?
Veena. Okay. Correct. Ka. Because Janani is Strilinga.
Okay, right, okay.
Ka, Strilinga of person word is Ka. Krishnasya Janani Ka. Now, other question we can ask is, Krishnasya Janakasya Nama Kim? Like we ask, Bhavatyaha Nama Kim, Bhavataha Nama Kim, Mama Nama Kim. Right? So with Nama we can use Kim because Nama is a Namostakalinga Shabda. We will use Kim with Nama. So, but the question is, what is the name of Krishna's father? So in this sentence, we have two offs, right? Like Krishna's and father's. So both will get the Shashti Bhakti. So Krishnasya Janakasya Nama Kim. Means what is the name of Krishna's father? So now how do you ask, what is the name of Krishna's mother?
Krishnasya Jananayah Kim.
What is the name? What is the name for the mother?
Devaki.
No, sorry, what is the word for the mother?
Jananayah.
No, just the mother. Prathamaya Bhakti.
Janani.
Janani. So how do we convert this into Shashti?
Jananyaha.
Correct. Now make the sentence. Krishnasya
Jananyaha Kim.
Now where is the name? Word for the name.
Okay. Krishnasya Janani Devaki Asti.
No. The question only. Say the question sentence again.
Krishnasya Jananyayah Kim.
No, Nama also you should say, right? Nama
Kim. Nama Kim.
Yeah. So again, later at home you can practice saying Jananyaha, so that wherever there is a word with a long E, ending in long E, that E should go away and Ya should come into that consonant. So that here Janan, it doesn't become Jananayaha or like this. So this will become a consonant. Jananyaha. Jananyaha. Krishnasya Jananyaha Nama Kim. Krishnasya Jananyaha Nama Kimasti. Krishnasya Jananyaha Nama Devaki. Did we use another word? I think we used. So in our Pitamaha, in that slide, on that slide, remember. Let's see that slide again. If you can find it. Yeah, here. Yeah. So remember this on the right side, right one. The relationship words. Putraha, Janakaha, Pitamaha, Matamaha, Sahodaraha, Pitruvyaha, Matulaha, Nartakaha, these are not relationships, but this up to Matulaha. Okay? Did you get the snapshot? Memorize?
Hold on. What is it?
Matulaha.
Okay.
Maternal uncle. Maternal uncle means Jananyaha bhrata, Jananyaha sahodaraha. Jananyaha sahodaraha is Matulaha. What does that mean? Mother's brother.
Is Matulaha. Okay.
So with this, coming back to this. Devaki iti Krishnasya mata, Krishnasya janani Devaki. So Krishnasya matulaha kaha? Matulaha. Now we just saw what is matula. Krishnasya matulaha kaha?
Kamsaha.
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 Because Kamsasya bhagini Devaki.
Yeah.
So Ugrasenasya putraha Kamsaha. Okay, let's go next. Where are we? There. That is complete. Now this one. Anyone else? Uma, you want to try this one?
No, not this time, but I'm sorry. I do want to, but...
Yeah, this is simple. Just like Rama becomes Ramasya, what is Nanda Gopa becomes? Ramaha becomes Ramasya.
Ramasya. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sanjeevji, I'm sorry. I'm actually driving, so I cannot focus. But I would do it.
That's fine.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No issue. Anyone else?
Krishnaha Nandagopalaha Nandagopalasya Yashodhyaha cha Palita putraha api.
Nandagopala iti nasti. Nandagopaha.
Nandagopalaha.
The word here is
Nandagopalaha.
No, the word here is, in this sentence, it is Gopaha.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Gopaha.
Nandagopasya. Yeah.
So it would be, that would be Nandagopasya.
And after that?
Then it will be Yashodayaha cha Palita putraha api. Kunti will be Kuntayaha putraha Arjunaha.
Yeah, this is the first sentence.
Yashoda.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So,
yeah. Yashodayaha. So you can try to pronounce this A clearly. Yashodayaha, not Yashodayaha. Yashoda, and then you add just Yaha to it. Right? Yashodayaha. Krishnaha Nandagopasya Yashodayaha cha means and. So he is the Palita Putraha. So what is Putraha? We know. Putraha is son. Palita Putraha means what is Palita in English? Palita is who is
boy.
Would that be foster son, Sanjeevji?
Did somebody say something? Palita Putraha?
Yes, Sanjeevji, Shiv here.
No.
I was saying, is it foster son?
Yeah, foster. Right. Foster son. Palana means one who is looked after. Palanam. Palana means looking after. So Palita is looked after like foster son. His biological parents are Vasudeva and Devaki. But he grows up in the care of Nanda Gopa, his father, Yashoda, his mother. Thank you, Shiva. Faster. Okay. Then the next one.
What does api mean? Api?
Api. Api means also.
Okay.
So you can assume asti again after this api. So what that means is Krishnaha Nanda Gopasya Yashodayaha cha palita putraha api asti. Also there. So Krishna is also the foster son of Nanda Gopa and Yashoda. Okay, next one, Vivekananda.
Kuntiyaha putraha Arjunaha.
Kuntiyaha. Meaning Kuntiyaha, simple, right? Kuntiyaha putra Arjuna.
The son of Kunti is Arjuna.
Yeah, Arjuna. Arjuna is one of the Pandava brothers. Five Pandava brothers, and Arjuna's mother was Kunti. Giovanni, the next sentence, please.
Saha Arjunaha Krishnasya Bhaginyayaha. Right? Bhaginyayaha.
One more time. Go ahead.
No, that must be something. It's not. Bhaginyaha.
Yeah, Bhaginyaha.
There was a ya that was too much. Bhaginyaha. Yeah. Bhaginyaha Subhadrayaha Patihi.
So in this sentence, we have all three kinds of words, right? One is Akaranta Pullinga, means word ending in a sound.
Yeah.
Bhagini,
So
Ikaranta Strilinga, and Akaranta Strilinga, word ending in a. So how Saha Arjuna, Saha Arjuna, what is the meaning of the sentence?
I don't understand really the meaning of this.
Also his sister? Is it also his sister or something like that?
No. So see here, Saha Arjuna, that is in Prathama Vibhakti, that's fine. Krishnasya, what is the meaning of Krishnasya?
Of Krishna.
Or Krishnas or of Krishna. Krishnas. And what is meaning of Bhaginyaha?
Of sister.
Sister.
Okay, so sisters. And what is Subhadrayaha?
Of Subhadras.
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 So there are three words in Shashti here. Subhadra is the name of the Krishna's sister. Yeah. So Krishnasya Bhaginyaha Nama Subhadra. Now Arjuna.
So Arjuna is the husband of the sister of Krishna.
Yeah.
Whose name is Subhadra.
Right. So
right.
Correct. So the basic sentence here is Arjunaha Subhadrayaha Patihi. This is enough to understand. Arjunaha Subhadrayaha Patihi. Okay. This means Arjuna is the husband of Subhadra. Now this sentence adds some more information to it. Now one is, it says Saha Arjuna. Saha is just a adjective to Arjuna. That means that Arjuna. That Arjuna means what? It is referring to the previous sentence. Kuntyaha putraha Arjuna. Saha Arjuna. That Arjuna, who is the son of Kunti. is asti. Asti is already there. Should be assumed. Then what happens? Subhadra is, who is Subhadra? It is trying to put in this sentence here. Who is Subhadra?
She is Krishnasya Bhagini.
Subhadra Krishnasya Bhagini asti. So now here in the same sentence it is trying to bring those words also. Now because she is a Bhagini to Krishna, so the Krishna will be in the Shashti Bhakti. So Krishnasya Bhagini. Now Bhagini is also getting Shashti here because it is describing Subhadra. Because Subhadra is in Shashti. Because the basic sentence is Arjunaha Subhadrayaha Patihi. So this makes sense, Subhadrayaha Patihi, because he is the husband of Subhadra.
Yeah. Everything goes in Shasti Vibhakti following Subhadra, basically.
No, because Subhadra...
Because of Subhadra, we have both Bhagini and Krishnasya. No.
Okay. So Subhadraya, one explanation is Bhagini is describing Subhadra, right? So that is why Bhagini will be in the same vibhakti as Subhadra. Okay. So Bhaginyaha Subhadra. Bhaginyaha Subhadrayaha. Arjunaha Bhaginyaha Subhadrayaha Patihi. Because Bhagini and Subhadra, they are the same person. Bhagini and Subhadra, it is the same entity or the same person.
Bhagini is describing Subhadra.
Describing is, they are the same person actually, right? Bhagini is sister and sister is Subhadra. So,
and then she is sister of Krishna, so we are Krishnasya.
So if there is, assume that this is an entity or a person, and name of this person is, when we say Subhadra, we are referring to this person. When we say Bhagini, that also refers to the same person, right? So that is the adjective. How do we say adjective, right? How do we identify an adjective? Adjective means both the words which is describing the word and which is the entity which is being described, both refer to the same thing, same entity, same object. So here this is one person is there, and when we say Subhadra or Bhagini, both the words refer to the same object. So this Bhagini becomes the adjective for Subhadra word, and because Subhadra is in the Shashti Bhakti here, the word describing it will be also in the same Vibhakti. So Bhaginyaha Subhadrayaha Patihi. So that is one part. Now, why this Krishna and Krishnasya, it becomes in the Shashti Bhakti? Because Bhagini is related to Krishna. Krishna is not adjective to Bhagini or Subhadra. Because when we say Krishna, that is a different person. It is not the same person or not the same object. So Krishna is not an adjective here to Bhagini or Subhadra. But Krishna has a relationship with Subhadra. That's why it becomes Krishnasya. So there is a difference for the reason why this Bhagini is in Shashti Bhakti, why Krishna is in Shashti Bhakti. Any question?
Subhadraha Putraha Abhimanyuha.
Last one.
Abhimanyusasya. No, I don't.
Varuna. And to read this one, Subhadra. Yeah, you just said that's correct. Say that again. Varuna.
Subhadrayaha
Yeah.
Putraha Abhiman Yuha.
Yeah, Abhimanyuhu.
Oh, Abhimanyuhu.
Good. Subhadraya putra Abhimanyu. Subhadra's son is Abhimanyu. Now Abhimanyu kasya putraha Subhadraya putra. Now Abhimanyu janakaha kaha? Who is the father of Abhimanyu as per this story?
Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu iti putrah asti. So putrasya janakah kaha?
Arjuna.
Arjuna. Why? Because of this sentence. Subhadrayaha patihi Arjuna. Arjuna Subhadrayaha patihi. Because of that, putrasya Subhadrayaha putrasya janakah Arjuna. Okay, last sentence Karuna.
Abhiman Abhimanyuha Uttara Patiha.
Yeah. So what is the Shashti Vibhakti of this? Uttara. You just add one yaha to it.
Uttarayaha.
Uttarayaha patihi. So Abhimanyu Uttarayaha patihi. Uttara is the name of a girl. Abhimanyu is the son of Arjuna. Arjuna was the husband. Arjuna married Uttara. Arjuna's husband was, sorry, not Arjuna, Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu married Uttara. So, one thing I want to highlight or talk about is how this Visarga, the two dots, Visarga, the sound of Visarga is represented by, in the Devanagari script, it is represented by two dots. How it should be pronounced? Like here we have Abhimanyu and after that Visarga. Right? Then we have Rama, after that there is a Visarga. And then there is a Pati, after that there is a Visarga. So there are three different words followed by Visarga. Right? This is Abhimanyu, so Visarga. The one thing to note that Visarga cannot be pronounced. The Visarga sound cannot be pronounced by itself. It is not an independent sound. It always follows that Visarga sound or pronunciation of Visarga always follows a vowel, one of the vowels, the 13 vowels. It always follows one of the vowels. It will never follow, that sound will not come after a consonant, a pure consonant. It must follow a vowel. So here, what is the vowel it is following here? This Visarga. What is it coming after?
O.
O. And here? A. And here?
E.
So this follows word is important. Underline that. The Visarga sound, not only in writing, The Visarga sound pronunciation follows, that important, follows that vowel. So it is not independent sound, which means that when the ending sound is U, then that sound of Visarga, which Visarga sounded like a very light outcoming breath, like lightly outcoming breath. So, for example, here Abhimanyu, after that, yeah, Abhimanyu, like that. So it is not an independent sound like Ha. Ha is an independent sound. So if we write like here, Abhimanyu Ha, this is different. Abhimanyuha, this is different because Ha is separate sound, separate vowel, separate consonant followed by again there is a at the end of Ha here. So it sounds like Abhimanyuha, but this doesn't sound like Abhimanyuha. It should not be sounded or pronounced like Abhimanyuha. It should be Abhimanyu because Visarga sound follows that ending vowel. So follow that sound with that last vowel itself. Don't change it to Ha. Okay? Abhimanyu. And here it is, since it is following so it follows only here. Rama. And it is following E here. So how it should be sounded like, pronounced? Patihi. It should not be pronounced like Patiha. This is different. This is not Patiha. It is Patihi. So that I, just follow that I sound after that, whatever the last vowel is there. Like if you are writing like this, so it will be pronounced like Guruhu. Yeah. Not Guruha. Also, though when I say Guruhu, it sounds like this, Guruhu, but technically it should not be pronounced as Guruhu. This is a very light breath, Guruhu. Because we are distant here, it's not able to hear properly, so I'm making it like a Guruhu. But actual pronunciation is very light breath for a Visarga, Guru. Okay? Any question?
Sanjeev ji, can I practice?
Sure.
Abhimanyu. Uttaraha.
No, Uttaraya. Uttarayaha.
Yeah. No, I want to pronounce the Visarga.
Yeah.
Abhimanyu.
Visarga is here, right?
Okay. Uttaraya. So it's not Uttarayaha. It's Uttaraya. Is that it?
Yes.
Abhimanyu.
Yes.
Patih.
Patih. So the Ucharana science of pronunciation says the Visarga should be pronounced like the light breath of a baby snake. If you heard baby snakes breathing, baby snakes breathe. So it should be light like that. Yeah. Abhimanyu. Uttaraya. Pati. Yes, Vivekananda.
Uttarayaha.
Yeah.
Uttarayaha. Patihi. Uttarayaha.
Yes, good.
Uttarayaha. Thank
yes,
you.
Vivekananda.
Sanjeev ji, this brings me to a very important greetings. I hear many people say Hari Om. Now, what we are discussing here, it should be Hari Om, right?
So, question from important question.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Many people say Hari Om. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is Hari Om. Hari Om.
Yeah.
It is not Hari Om. People.
Yeah, many people say that Hari.
That is incorrect. That is not correct. It should
Sorry,
not be pronounced Hari Om. It is Hari Om.
I think this one should be Hari Om.
Yes, Visarga is there and it should be pronounced. Visarga does not go away. Hari Om is incorrect.
Thank you. That's so interesting.
Yeah, please make it. This is a very auspicious word. If you pronounce it like Hari Om, yeah, Hari Om. Pronounce that Visarga. It is a very auspicious word and it sounds so much peaceful when you say that Visarga. Don't eat that Visarga. I don't know why.
Beautiful. Hari Om.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So, is there any other question? I think we don't have enough time to start a new topic today. Otherwise, we can stop.
Sanjeev Mahodaya, I have a question. Shivananda here. It says here, so Subhadra was sister of Krishna. I somewhat cannot recall. Would you be able to help out how Subhadra, being the sister of Krishna, given in the story, all the siblings of Krishna were killed by cancer?
Yeah, not all the siblings. Yes, I mean she was not born to Devaki herself. There were different. Vasudeva had a different many wives.
Okay.
Yeah. Even this Balarama. Have you heard of Balarama?
Yes.
Yeah. Balarama is also a brother of Krishna, but he was not born to Devaki. He was born to another wife.
Rohini.
Like that, Vasudeva had like 7-8 wives. The different wives and different siblings were born.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Dhanyavadaha. Namaskara. We'll stop today here. Next week.
Namaskara.
Dhanyavadaha.
Namaskara. Namaskara. Namaskara.
Thank you.